Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well in this pandemic time. As we are going through this corona pandemic time, the whole world has been infected, and as I'm saying it, that we have pretty much gone through the first stage of it, which I mean, the global infection is pretty much done. Now we don't know until how long it will spread and when the solution would come. So we cannot stay home forever or until an uncertain time, because our lifestyle in this modern era is a design of codependent. We are depending on each other. So this cannot go forever, cannot go on for forever. So I think that's why most of the countries are reopening their economics and taking precautions. As in Bangladesh, also we are thinking to reopen our economy, I think just after this month, so after all the holidays and everything are over. So for last 30 years, we have been practicing globalization, and I think this pandemic has brought it down, and the globalization era is ended. Now we are practicing a digital era. So we are practicing digital everything, digital and AI, and maybe in the near future we'll be practicing interplanetary communications as well. So the way the science and the research are going and the entrepreneurs are working, so it looks like that in a very near future we'll be working interplanetary, and I'm a firm believer of that concept as well. So as right now, the problem we are facing, the structured and formal economy, they can get back on their feet and get running, even though if it's not very strong. So probably they will be losing 10 to 20% of their economy. In compared to those formal and structured economy, informal and unstructured economy like us in Bangladesh will suffer a great degree, as our economy in Bangladesh is very unstructured and informal. So as I can see, it just melted down. So when there is a very structured thing, you can always get back on track. But when there is no track, how can we get back on track? So that really worries me, and I think that should give a lot of trouble for millions of Bangladeshi business owners. And right now, as I can see, one of our major revenue earning industry is garments manufacturing, then other small scale manufacturing, export based, then our immigrant workers working overseas. So they have most of them has lost their job, and because they are mostly laborers, their income would go down as well. And in Bangladesh, the small scale business owners like all the showroom owners, shopkeepers, rickshaw pullers, they are probably would cover the 60 to 70% of the economy and the job market. So they have not been working for last 2 months, and once we reopen, they would know where to work and what to work, who will offer them a job. Because for myself, running a company, I cannot find a clue, because once all of those income sources and income, the revenue earnings people, their income is not there. um, I lose all of my customers, and it's a cyclical reaction. I think in that cycle, my customers would lose their customers. So everyone has got financial involvements, and they will be pressurized. So as I am thinking, the financial and business crisis is coming more pandemic and like a tsunami scale in Bangladesh. So we all should take precautions how we going to handle it. So for the past 2 months, probably in Bangladesh, probably with the medicine or medical industry and the daily needs or the consumer goods, they were running the business, and probably they are the only one in shape. Rather than that, probably the 90% population and the 90% other businesses were not running, and they would probably face the similar situation. And right now in Bangladesh, like mm, the politicians asking help from the business people, that they are saying the business people has taken benefit during good times, they should give it back. And the bigger the business is, the bigger the problems are. And the politicians doesn't have that credibility to understand in Bangladesh that the business are facing a severe problem than any other people in the country, because the business has to run, and without earning a single revenue, it is unthinkable to run a business for 2 to 3 months. So in a developed economy, all the government is supporting the business owners how to get back on their feet and how to handle this crisis time, and after this crisis gone over. But we don't know where to go, and we don't see any hope that anyone is coming to help us or rescue us, or even a moral boosting support. So, and at the same time, what I can see is the government won't be collecting the VAT and taxes. So the government would be in a deep disaster as well. So as I believe, the 90% of the VAT and taxpayer won't be able to pay their VAT and tax. So the government won't be even collecting 10 to 20% of their usual revenue. So it's a grave danger for us, as I can see it. But I would like to see some other entrepreneur from Bangladesh, probably large scale entrepreneurs, to share their views as how they are thinking about this coming situation, so that can help us to go through together and solve some bigger problems. So everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy. See you again.